Tonight on DC News Now, we're talking about more rain returning just in time for the weekend when you need that rain gear. Coming up.
He's working incredibly hard around the clock to get back. Ultimately, doctors haven't cleared him just yet.
The Commanders without Jayden Daniels and his best wide receiver for Sunday's game in Atlanta. Coaches and fans react to the team's growing injury list.
Using outreach to target crime hotspots in the DMV.
We trust our community and we want to build that bridge for them to trust us as well.
How DC police and officers in Prince George's County are building bonds with neighbors to get ahead of developing crime trends.
American Airlines fights back why they claim they're not at fault for January's deadly mid-air collision over the Potomac.
Sometimes people get used to you doing something with nothing.
DC's new Go-Go Museum doesn't want to skip a beat. It needs help keeping the historic sounds alive.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. A tough start to the weekend. I mean, today was great, but when tomorrow hits, you're going to be needing to dodge the rain. Let's take a live look outside right now. And we see the Air Force Memorial in the distance on the right and our live radar on the left. And you can see that there are some green splatters moving on in.
There certainly are. And Jackie, the big question now is the weekend going to be a total washout?
No, not a total washout.
Okay.
No, but I would say Saturday is certainly the wetter out of the two weekend days. Sunday, a few lingering rain showers. Sunday still have some clouds too, but I think Sunday will be the drier out of the two weekend days. So as we take a look, satellite and radar showing us that cold front drifting in along with that low pressure system that's down towards our south and west out there. Currently, though, we're tracking the dry conditions and it's a warm night out there for your Friday night plans. See those upper 60s to 70s depending on location. Still holding at 75 in DC, 71 up towards Hagerstown as well as back over towards Woodstock. But as we wake up tomorrow morning, we do see that leading edge of rain starting to push in from the south, building in, especially along and south of 66 in the morning hours. Then that will continue to slide its way farther northward. So we're looking at towards the early afternoon hours. Still that wet weather sticking around, cloud cover too, and we'll see high temperatures likely into those upper 60s to low to mid 70s. So certainly tomorrow going to feel fall-like out there thanks to the cloud cover, thanks to that wind direction, and thanks to also the wet weather that will be progressing across the area. And some of that rain could be steady to heavy at times. So keep that in mind if you have those outdoor plans. Certainly we'll need the rain gear, especially into the afternoon and evening hours before this eventually tapers. And like I mentioned, Sunday looking better compared to what we'll see out there for your Saturday. And again, this is the first full weekend of fall and it's going to feel like it out there. So I'll have more details, look ahead towards that next work week coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. When the Commanders play the Falcons Sunday in Atlanta, two of their biggest stars will not take the field.
That being quarterback Jayden Daniels and wide receiver Terry McLaurin, both on the injury list. Daniels has been dealing with that knee injury for the past 2 weeks, while McLaurin was hurt during last weekend's game against the Raiders. Fans tonight saying, well, they don't want to see them rush their recovery.
And Jalen's got to get better. He's got to heal, because we want him for the long run. He's a dynamic player. He's so fun to watch, and he's always happy, smiling.
Head coach Dan Quinn says quarterback Marcus Mariota will again get the start. The backup picked up the win last week against the Raiders. Sunday's game kicks off at 1.
Happening tonight, flooding police all across crime hotspots in Prince George's County and D.C. But they aren't necessarily making arrests. It's more about a show of goodwill with neighbors. DC News Now's Yamari Say live at a rec center in Greenbelt, Maryland. And Yamari, there are dozens of agencies taking part in this two-night event.
Yeah, that's right. We're right here in Greenbelt where they just wrapped out that cops versus the kids basketball game and also dodgeball game. It was a lot of fun. Now they're packing up a lot of the food that's been left over. They do plan on giving it back out to the community. Make sure you guys save me one for sure. But this is one of several events taking place across D.C. and Prince George's County for Operation Blue Lights Nights. Now the goal is to really increase police presence, connect with residents, and have fun with the community. From cleaning up the community to kids playing basketball against local police, Operation Blue Lights Nights is in full effect throughout Prince George's County and D.C.
I love for the police officers to to play with the kids.
We know that not only we are trying to make it a safer place and a better place, but they are also doing their jobs as well to protect us and make it a safer place too.
Police officers out in the community lending a helping hand. In Northeast DC, MPD spending time cleaning up a neighborhood.
Trash is a major concern. We want to improve the identity in this community.
It's a lot of trash, and it felt good to just come out here and kind of make things look a little nicer for everybody.
And Greenbelt police officers bringing back their annual basketball and dodgeball game with the kids.
We work hand in hand with the schools. We work hand in hand with our friends here at the rec center, and we maintain a great relationship, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Every year we win, but we try to have fun. That's all that matters.
Operation Blue Light Nights is a chance for police to hear from residents, make their presence known through increasing patrols, and also have fun.
So when we're out in the community and they see us, they can go, hey, we played against you in basketball. But that also translates to them coming up to us, telling us about things that may be going on to keep them safe.
And most importantly, build trust.
I think it's a slow process, but I think it can.
This is a great start.
I want them to keep doing this because it's fun for the community to come out and play with everybody.
Well, Operation Blue Lights Nights will continue tomorrow. To find an event near you, can definitely visit our website, dcnewsnow.com. For now, reporting in Greenbelt, Maryland, I'm Yamari Sase, DC News Now.
American Airlines says it will fight the new lawsuit recently filed from the family of a victim who died in the deadly mid-air collision over the Potomac. ARLnow.com is reporting that the airline denies allegations it failed to address known safety issues and says it has a strong track record of putting protections in place. The family of Casey Crafton earlier this week filing that first lawsuit against American Airlines and the federal government, with other families set to join in. When the plane and Army helicopter crashed back in January, it killed all 67 people on board.
All new tonight in the district, police releasing new images of the third and final suspect wanted in the shooting death of a congressional intern. Investigators are looking for Naquan Lucas. They say the 18-year-old is wanted for the death of Eric Tarpinian Jaquim. 21-year-old college student was shot near the intersection of 7th and M Streets in June. If you have any information on where Lucas is, police want to hear from you.
The Jimmy Kimmel blackout is officially over. Our parent company, Nexstar, joining Sinclair to announce all of their ABC stations will be airing the late night show starting tonight in just a couple of hours. In a statement, Nexstar, writing in part, it had discussions with executives over with the Walt Disney Company and appreciates their constructive approach to addressing their concerns. While Sinclair saying its decision was guided by thoughtful feedback from viewers, advertisers, and community leaders. Jimmy Kimmel's show was pulled last week following comments that he made about the suspect accused of killing conservative activist Charlie Kirk, and a response President Trump had to Kirk's death.
Well, following the murder of Charlie Kirk and also a Minnesota lawmaker, political violence is at the forefront of conversations nationwide, including Prince George's County. There's a meeting for local leaders to emphasize the importance of being part of the community while keeping themselves and their families safe.
We are in public every day. We want to be in public every day. We want to be accessible to our constituents, but we don't want to put our families, ourselves, or our staffs at risk.
We have to be able to represent our people. We have to be able to represent our interests. We have to be able to have political discourse without fearing for our lives.
Well, officials there did not reveal specific safety tips out of caution.
Developing now in Northern Virginia, allegations against the Commonwealth's attorney for Fairfax County, Steve Descano. Republican Attorney General Jason Miyares releasing a 34-page report accusing Descano, who's a Democrat, of a pattern of misconduct and says that he violated a victim's right with improper plea agreements. The Commonwealth's AG is now turning over the report to the Department of Justice for further investigation. Descano has held the elected position since 2019. In a statement, he writes, "This is a sad last-ditch political stunt. If the AG doesn't like how we do things here, he's welcome to run for the Commonwealth's attorney." Now, Republican Governor Glenn Youngkin is also weighing in on the allegations, posting on social media that Descano should face a recall effort where voters can try to remove him from office.
Well, calls to send home National Guard troops in the district. Free DC and activists from states with troops here want them gone. There are still 1,200 troops from Mississippi, Louisiana, Ohio, South Carolina, South Dakota, Georgia, and West Virginia, and 900 from D.C. The protesters are urging their governors to call them back home, saying it's a waste of money for them to be here in the district. While Free D.C. advocates say the National Guard pose a safety risk for communities.
Deploying the Guard is an attempt to intimidate us so that they normalize the presence of the military so that they can prevent a transfer of power.
As a former Guard member myself, I would be devastated to know that I'm being pulled away from my family and my life to work as a political pawn in this unjust occupation.
The Joint Task Force says most of the National Guard's current mission is beautification, and the 2,100 troops have so far cleared 1,000 bags of trash, pruned 195 trees, and packaged up about 6,000 pounds of food.
Metro riders, a heads up this weekend. There are some station closures that you need to know about. Crews will be doing some maintenance work that will impact the blue, orange, and silver lines. WMATA says a whole stretch of the blue line from Foggy Bottom over to Crystal City will be closed, but there will be free shuttle buses available. And you can also take the yellow line from Pentagon Station to Crystal City. Crews will also be working on the orange and silver lines with shuttle bus service available from Foggy Bottom and Courthouse Station. Riders say needing to hop on a shuttle defeats the purpose of why they're taking trains in the first place.
It's a little bit of a hassle, especially for people like me who prefer to take the Metro because I don't want to sit in traffic.
This is for the next 2 weekends, and WMATA is urging people to plan ahead.
And a heads up if you're driving. Tomorrow, the National Park Service says Canal Road will be closed from Reservoir Road to Chain Bridge starting at 7 in the morning. It'll then reopen at 2 in the afternoon. There will also be no access to Canal Road from Arizona Avenue. NPS saying crews will be out there mowing and cutting back trees.
The Kennedy Center is alive with the sound of music. The musical debuted 65 years ago, becoming a classic story of love, resilience, and the power of music. Guests got a special treat at tonight's performance. The actress who played Gretel in the movie, Kim Karath, was there, and she answered questions about the story of the Van Tramp family of singers and reminisced about her time playing the character.
I think there's something for everyone. I think it appeals on so many levels. Musically, it's a masterpiece. Our particular movie was a masterpiece of cinematic excellence.
The musical is performing at the Kennedy Center until October 5th.
Coming up here in DC News Now at 9, Go-Go Uh-Oh. The museum that celebrates DC's iconic music history risks closing. How much money is needed to keep the beat going?
We're tracking grocery price trends and seeing the biggest one-month jump in years. We're helping you stretch your dollar with where you can still find some savings.
And ahead at 9:30, new information on the gunman who killed 4 people at the NFL headquarters. What the medical examiner diagnosed him with.